I woke up one morning in my bed into an altered state of consciousness, spontaneously. I woke up out of sleep into a fully awakened state, which I recognized, but I'd never been in one before. I was interested in those things, but I hadn't taken anything. It was just a spontaneous thing, and it was a beautiful metaphor. You wake up out of sleep into awakeness. And that stayed with me for 3 days. And I traveled around.
How was it different? Tell me how it felt different.
There was no resistance in my body. It's like all resistance or fear had just been taken away from my body. I can't explain that, but I felt for the first time ever utterly free. Because there was no definitions, there was nothing clinging to me, there was no fear, there was just no resistance. So I felt energy flow pouring through my body in a way that I can't explain. Like I felt cosmic consciousness pouring through my body. It wasn't even my body, it was just, but I was a localized kind of point of it. And I had no idea. I didn't question it at the time. I remember having a thought, I wonder if this is going to last forever. I hope so. That was my thought. I remember that thought. I really hope this stays.
Yeah. And no idea what brought it on.
No idea. It's completely spontaneous, causal in that sense. And later I had some insights about it, but it's still a mystery. So for those 3 days and 3 nights, because I didn't really sleep, all I did is drink a lot of water. I didn't eat anything. And I just traveled through the cosmos. And I just made the most of it, actually. I didn't know it was going to last 3 days, but something in me was saying, you need to learn as much as you can out of this state. And so I just traveled with my kind of higher mind into the fractal universe. I asked so many questions, and the answers were just instantly there. And there were places that, I asked questions about my future, and some of the answers were there, other ones weren't. There were definitely areas where it's not permitted. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested by that. So omniscience even has its kind of blind spots. Mm. I thought there was something beautiful about that. But bigger things I could see, more local things about me and my life or my love life or those kind of things, I didn't see everything, but I did see big stuff. Like, this is how the universe works here. This is our relationship to the cosmos, to the void, and the time that we're in, and the epochs, and our ancestry and our lineages, and I filled notebooks with images and texts and graphs, and it was over those 3 days. Yeah, it was really something.
Maybe it's that personal aspects of it are not written in the same way that the
impersonal.
Yeah, that the big systems are.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And also maybe it's just not permitted because
maybe.
It would, I think, in a way, your own...
undermine it.
In a way, your own soul might be saying, you don't want to spoil the movie, do you? Mm. Really? Mm. It's like the deep part of you saying, you don't want to know this. You think you do, but you don't want to know when you're going to die or how you're going to die. Because those kind of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really extraordinary. And I remember sitting because I traveled throughout the UK in those 3 days, and everything had a mystical significance. Every place I went to, every person I met, there were a lot of strange events that happened to me. And I ended up on this remote island off Wales called Bardsey Island, and I was sitting on the top of a little hill, and I had to find a fisherman to take me out there. And I just knew I had to go. There was a very clear voice in me just saying, go here, do this, and it was just all laid out, and I had to go to this island. And so I went and found this fisherman who ran me out there and just left me on the island for a day. There was nothing else there, really. But it had legends around it. Legend was that Merlin was buried there, and that, it's called the Isle of 20,000 Saints. It's it's the end of a very powerful pilgrimage route from the Middle Ages. Lots and lots of people used to go there as a culmination of their pilgrimage. So I sat on that little hill in the sort of wind and light rain, and then this experience that I was having kind of fell off me like a blanket. It just kind of fell back into the earth, and then I was just left as this guy again. You know, I joked the other day, I said, I was telling the story, I said, oh no, not this guy. You know, with all his neuroses and whatever, and vulnerabilities.
It's so beautiful that you got to have that experience.
Yeah, it was an epic experience. Yeah, it's always been with me. And in a way, I've been unpacking it ever since.